Hello everybody, this is a demonstration video from Mr. Howard's public speaking class about how to use the databases for research. I'm going to start off by going to libraries.missouristate.edu. Once there, I'm going to click on Articles and Databases. There are a lot of different things you could do here, but I'm just going to click on Academic Search Complete to get us into EBSCOhost. Once I'm here, I always like to play around with which databases I'm searching from using this list of checkboxes. And you'll see here I have all of the databases to which Missouri State subscribes at my disposal. And so I'm just going to click Select All. And that slows down our response time a little bit, but it does cast the widest net. So at this point, let me just give a demonstration. I'm going to search for the word football. Okay. So a lot of times when people are searching for information on a speech, they don't make it this far in the research process. They send me an email and say, Mr. Howard, I've searched every single database. No one has ever written anything credible on my topic ever. Can I just use Google for all my research? And when that's the case, I know that when they say that, I know they haven't gone here. Because I just searched for a random topic, and the first hit that I see is an encyclopedia entry from 2016 on the topic of football. Very general. I could click HTML full text, and that would take me to a recent encyclopedia entry on the topic. And so this is one potential, credible source you could use on the topic of football if you were giving such a speech. Now, you might want to narrow your topic in a little bit more, because it's unlikely, if you are giving a sports-related topic, it's probably not going to be general. You're going to do something more specific, maybe football as it relates to concussions in players, or something more specific like that. So, of course, you can put more words here. But the nice thing to do is click on Advanced Search. And that allows you to play around with your search terms a little bit more into different fields. This will search the whole text of the article if you know an author you're looking for, particular title, subject terms, and so on. But in addition to those things, you also have some options down here. I usually like to click the full text button, which ensures that it'll only give me results that I can read in full, usually in the form of a PDF. For example, that encyclopedia entry had HTML full text, but not everything that it shows you will have a full text unless you click this. Also, I'm going to click the Scholarly Peer-Reviewed Journals button, which is nice, from time to time, because the peer review is one of the major attractions of using this database tool. Peer review means that before the journal published an article by an author, a committee of that author's peers, who are also professionals in the field, have all reviewed it and subjected it to scrutiny, which is supposed to raise the credibility level of the journal and also of the individual articles that it publishes. What you'll find is we get some pretty specific results here. Not just general articles on football like we had earlier with the encyclopedia, but we're talking about secondary market transactions here. We're talking about health effects. We're talking about compensation, mental health recovery, Australia for some reason, and on and on. So you really are going to have to see what you can find in terms of look through these tags. In fact, you might want to search by subject down here. I think you can click, subject terms, to find something that's specifically related to the topic that you are looking for. But ultimately, it's going to require you to click on some PDF full texts. I'll demonstrate here, and just read it and see if there's any information in there that you can use. It's also possible, that through reading a PDF, your understanding of a topic may change. and you may want to change what you would have said in your speech. You may want to change your focus of the speech. Okay, so here we are. This is Sports Marketing Quarterly. This is 2016. So we've got what I suppose to be a credible source from a recent date. We've got our authors here. So if I were going to cite this out loud in a speech, I would say according to these names, all four of them, in a 2016 article that they published in Sports Marketing Quarterly entitled, and then I would say this headline. So if I'm citing this out loud in a speech, that's what I would say. Now, I also have to cite this in APA style in my outline. Nice thing about this tool here is we've got a cite button over here on the side, and we're cited in APA, the American Psychological Association's citation style. And so this is my citation that I'm going to want to use in my reference page of my APA style full sentence preparation outline that I'm going to turn into Blackboard later. So that was one example. How do I get back? Detailed record is also going to show me all of the specs of this particular article. And then I can always go back and search for something else. Okay, so the purpose of this video was to give you a little bit of a tutorial about just how to get to these databases and how to navigate a couple of these basic buttons here. You can play around with these parameters more yourself, and you'll find that because I'm on all databases, it gives me quite a few. But yeah, this is a great way to find some really good information for research articles, whether it's a paper you have to write in some other class or a speech in this class. Use this portal. I guess to conclude, I will show you some of the other tools. What I typically do when I'm doing work, communication-related work, I go by subject. And I know that I want to use communication. And so in addition to the one I was just on, Academic Search Complete, we have a number of others for any other specialty I'm looking for. Oh yeah, Communication and Mass Media Complete is the one I normally use. ERIC is having to do with education. And you probably are familiar with the databases that are more frequently used in your particular area of study if you have a major picked out at this point. But anyway, I invite you to play around with these. There's really no excuse whatsoever to not be able to find the minimum of 6 credible sources for the informative speech and more for the persuasive speech. Keep in mind, I'm not forbidding any internet research at all. Everyone I know, and myself included, when I'm researching a topic, we go straight to Wikipedia and get the lay of the land. Everybody does that. We're hypocritical to say that we don't. But Wikipedia is a starting place, not an ending place. I think Wikipedia itself would agree with that. It's the same with the Funk and Wagnall's encyclopedia entry that we saw in the database earlier. Okay, this concludes the tutorial. Send me emails if you have any questions about it, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with in your informative speeches. Thank you very much.